Hey guys, just want to welcome you back for another video. And today is the full process of using up the designed papers by Dawn at Shiny Silver Treasures. These are the ones that she made for her latest release, the Woodland Treasures. And this is the full and final kit for the Woodland Treasure collections. Some of the elements you may recognize when she was coming out with them, I think a couple years ago. And I know there was also a mini card making kit that she had put out initially, but this is the final full collection with all the critters and all the embellishments and stuff that she had created for this collection. So the main part of this, probably the majority of the video, was putting the layers together. I had pre-cut down all the papers into panels, and it was from these scraps that gave me the ability to make the tags that you saw in another project. I think I have a few more items coming out when after you see this one. I'm pretty sure they don't come out till after, but in any case, you'll see them. So a good part of the time in this process video is taking my time, matching up the layers, bringing in the metallic papers and things like that. And it really was a lot of fun because not only did it give me the opportunity to really sit down and make a whole bunch of cards with her papers, but it also allowed me to finally really dig into my metallic papers, which you've probably seen them. Either they're coming out after this or they may have already come out. I'm not entirely sure where this one is going to come out in terms of the what's been released, but you'll see I've been using up a lot of the metallic. I've been sitting on so many, and I'm so glad I had a whole ton of colors that I could use to coordinate with Dawn's papers. And this one, I think in particular, I believe it's a no shed glitter paper that I thought would look really nice with these two pieces of cardstock. So just had fun taking my time, putting the layers together, putting the colors together. Then I went through, and once I got the layers going, then I believe I embossed all the main embellishments that I used. I didn't do the flowers because those were going to be stacked. And I like the way that they kind of curled up a little bit from the wetness from the glue. Because for that, I used I think it's my tacky glue to attach the layers of the flowers together, but you'll see. I'm trying not to get too far ahead. So it gets more into my typical batch processing. I don't really want to break that down here because I think I've been doing that a lot. So I'm trying to not be too repetitive, so to speak, in how I'm doing these voiceovers, but just had so much fun. I mean, just being able to sit down and have a play was amazing, but being able to do it with my friend's gorgeous papers, I mean, come on. The only thing that had to keep flowing was the coffee. It was quite a while for the process. I had to do another speed up. I think it was about five times, I believe I had to speed this up just because there was so many elements of what I was doing in this I was going to call it stash busting, but it's not really. I mean, it is, but it's not. I don't know. It was fun. That's all I know. So if you haven't gotten a hold of her Woodland Treasures card making kit, it is available. I'm not sure what is available, but I will link all of Dawn's information down below so you can check it out. And we'll link her channel so you can pick up some more inspiration. And I think that should be all the information I can put down in there. But again, it's just sitting down and having so much fun with the Woodland Treasures papers. And I did use up everything. Didn't have a whole lot of scraps, so I was really happy. Um, and doing the splatters, of course, that's like a staple in 90% of what I do. Not all the time, but most of the time. You'll see me doing the splatters. I have definitely picked up on that addiction. But anyway, going back to the point, when I pulled out the embellishments that I was going to use, I did go through and heat emboss them with clear embossing powder just to kind of make them a little bit more stable. Because I don't know who these cards are going to go to. Are they going to get sold? And if they're going to get mailed, I wanted to give the ephemera pieces the most amount of stability as I could without making too much dimension, because of course the more you stack onto your cards, then you run into having to pay extra for postage. So I'm trying to be better. While I do love to put everything on a card that I can possibly fit, I also have to make sure I balance that with cards that are easy to mail, if that makes sense. So anyway, so this one, like I said, you see I'm going through and I'm doing the splatters, and then it's after this point, I think I started putting the layers together, or it was from this point I started attaching it to the metallic, then attaching them to the card base, and then I think at that point I did the heat embossing. But I did emboss all of them. I embossed all the pine cone embellishments I was using, the mushroom embellishments, and I believe I used Maisie, Matthew, and Harold the hedgehog for the critter embellishments that I used, because I did have a couple other ones that I wanted to save that, again, they were used in another project. I'm just not sure at what point that video, if it's out or if it's after this one. So anyway, I'm trying not to get off on a tangent. So when I was done with that and I got the embellishments attached, I used foam tape to lift them up, I believe on most, if not all, of the heat embossed elements. Then I dug through, and I believe you will see as I get later down in the process, that big tray that I had set aside with all the birthday sentiments that I had die cut and had a whole lot of fun using I don't even remember how many, well, I guess it'll be as many cards as this. I don't remember at the time of the voiceover, but I will be back with a recap, so I'm trying not to get too in-depth, but I did get to use a whole bunch of the pre-cut birthday sentiments. Can't get the English out again today. It's amazing. So that's what you'll see again coming up, and you for all the work that I put into them, at the end, they are actually fairly simple. So I'm going to leave off here. I'm going to do what I normally do. The busy part, I think I covered the majority of what I was doing. So I'll leave off here, put the rest of the process to music, and then I will meet you back for the recap, and then we can kind of count and see how many cards did I actually get. Because I did use some of her papers as matting layers as well, because when they were sitting there, a lot of the times one would be laying on top of the other, and I thought, oh wow, okay, those look really nice together. So that's where a lot of the other ones went. If I'd have used one panel per card base, I probably would have got more, but I'm really happy with the way that these turned out. You know, it was a little bit of stash busting, a whole ton of fun, and really, really satisfying in being able to use the majority of Dawn's papers in one go, because I just love these colors. So I tried to have fun, mix it up, and like I said, I will be back with the recap and do the final count of what did I get and all of that. So have fun, you guys. Thanks as always for being here with me. Hope you're crafting along. Hope you're having fun. Enjoy the music, and I will see you at the recap. All right, guys, here is the recap making cards using Dawn's latest release. The final complete kit for the Woodland Treasures is now out, and it is the full card making kit. So let me do a flip through, and I'll actually count because I'm not entirely sure how many cards I got out of this collection. So let me show you the cards, do the count, and then I'll go back over a little bit, breaking down what I did and how much fun this was. So we got 1, 2, it's kind of, I guess, a how many cards, maybe, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I got 16 cards out of here. Yeah, this was a lot of fun. And there's another project that I did. That video will be coming out shortly if it's not already. I can never remember what order I do things in, so if it isn't out already, it will be coming out. But it was using up pretty much the entire thing. There was very little scraps left when I was done using her papers. And then I did some embossing on all the ephemera that I brought in from Maisie, Harold, Matthew's in there, the mushroom, the pine cones, and I think that's what I got through. I know there's still ephemera bits that I need to use up, but what I used here, all those embellishments, I ended up embossing with clear embossing powder to make them a little bit more durable. And 2, it actually ended up helping the colors kind of pop out a little bit by adding that layer of the embossing powder, kind of deepened up the colors in the ephemera parts. So I like that as well. That was like a little side bonus. And then for a lot of them, I brought in either Love from Lizzie peel-offs, or I used metallic paper in most of them, or in this case like glitter and a little bit, just to kind of offset and to complement all the colors, because it's like a rainbow. Honestly, this whole collection has just been so much fun to use. So that was the cards from stash busting the designer papers that Dawn had created in the Woodland Treasures, and then the other part will be coming up. I won't talk about that because you'll see it shortly if it's not already out. So if you have not checked it out, and if I didn't already say it, I will link Dawn's website and everything down below. Check out her channel, subscribe, of course, if you haven't already, and take care, stay safe, and I will definitely be seeing you in the next video. If you're interested in some more content, here's a couple videos you might want to check out, and I will catch up with you in the next one.